Steeler Nation, welcome back to the Steeler Wade Show. We are awful colorful today, aren't we? Wanted to share something with you before we get into Beanie Bishop Jr. This was a gift given to me this weekend, and I hope your weekend is going well. Sometimes we have our ups and we have downs, and I hope I'm a part of upward trajectory. This was a gift given to me by my friend Dilly. I mention him every great once in a while. Probably first time I hung out with the guy, he had it on his garage wall, and that's why I gave him respect, started hanging out with him, But this is Rennie Stewart, Phil Gardner, and Ed Ott, the second baseman, third baseman, and the catcher. It almost looks like it's Kent Colvey holding a bat, but I don't know. Maybe I'm dreaming because he's one of my favorites. Like, I was a kid when I became a Pirates fan, so I don't know a lot of them. I knew Phil Gardner because I believe he stayed out longer than who my heroes, Dave Parker and Willie Stargell. I was just a kid, but it was a really neat, wonderful gift from a good friend. This morning, I was on X. Follow me on X, Steeler Wade Show. And Nick Farabaugh from the Steelers Now had mentioned something about the possibilities of Beanie Bishop Jr., the cornerback out of West Virginia, who is being viewed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, not counting it against their 30 visits because he is considered local. Basically, when I started looking into him, it was kind of hard to find stuff. And then when I went into rankings, it's really hard to find things because he was basically someone, probably because the competitiveness of who he played against, was going to be considered automatically an undrafted free agent. But what happened was, he ended up running the fastest time at the Big 12 Pro Day. He ran the 40 in 4.39, and he recorded the highest maximum speed of 23.49 miles per hour. He is little. He's undersized, 5'9", 180 pounds, and he is one of these multiple transfer guys. I can't give you any kind of a draft projection on this guy. I'm going to skip to the end and tell you that these interviews that the guy did is so cool. So neat to just watch him. I could watch this guy smile all day. I cannot look at cornerbacks. I have found out, like I talk about tape, and usually when I say tape, I'm looking at a left tackle, a right tackle, a center, a defensive lineman, a running back. Something that's very easy to find things on. It's very hard to find things defensively. It's not the same. And also I don't know what I'm looking for. But he did, by doing that speed, he has kind of fallen into the 7th round. You know what I mean? He is a slot corner, totally. I don't know if he's anything like a Mike Hilton, but that's what we're looking for. That's what we would love to have, somebody with versatility. I don't know if he has that much versatility because he is definitely slot, if he is anything. But he did lead the nation with passes defended. 24 of them. 4 of those he went ahead and caught on his own. There's another interview that he has where he talks about, the wide receiver in me just came out. And like I had said in the last podcast about when Mims got on to Cedric Van Pran during an interview, through the press. This guy, I couldn't get his name. I kept rewinding it, but he's talking about this. Did you see that great block that was thrown for you? Because he intercepted it and almost ran it all the way back against North Carolina. Totally off the subject again. When I watched that game, It was like wicked. Like especially the first half, the North Carolina looked exactly like the Arizona. Their defense, the way they smacked West Virginia, looked exactly like the way Arizona smacked us last season. I don't know. There's a connection there. But back to Beanie Bishop Jr. His real name is Shannon. And he does have punt returning capabilities in that North Carolina game. He did happen to run one back for a touchdown. He does have hands. Obviously, the 4 interceptions. I think he was tied for 19th. Or no, he was tied for fourth. Fourth with 19 or something like that. A heck of a lot of them. He would be a slot corner. He is a little guy. He gets bumped around by other people. I would really think it would be cool if Derek would spend just like 5 minutes just with a little chirp on him from Steelers Now. I don't know if he's worth it, but he is kind of a visit, kind of a viewing. Just putting it out there. He is a willing tackler, but he's so small. He's not that good at it. But when you watch him, he does want to do it, and he can do things by himself, but he can be wrapped up with somebody, and then somebody else comes and gets him all the way down. He's not that strong. And I guess the beef on him would be that they think that with his speed, he should finish more plays with more effort. Something like that, But he was pretty darn. I thought he was pretty fun to watch. When I think about what the Steelers are going to do with the slot corner, I'll be completely honest with you. I am still one of these fans that I buy my bride a lottery ticket, 3 lottery tickets or so every 2 weeks or something like that, because I still think about Corey Trice Jr. And when I think about Corey Trice Jr. with the Pittsburgh Steelers, this tall, I think about a tight end eliminator. So out of the same mouth that I'm talking about this tall, handsy, lengthy guy being in the slot, I'm also thinking that somebody like this would have some very good value also. This guy, the best he was ranked by anybody was like 219, which somebody called Draft Countdown. If you're familiar, okay, I'm not familiar. The most common one out there that people would know would be ESPN. They have a 258. The Draft.Diamonds website, and what they do is very cool, especially with their interviews, and especially the love that they give towards the later round. Which could be fluff because they do show a lot of love, and it is fun. It is where I love to watch. They have him at 240. There's, I saw out there's 4 teams that consider him 7th round. 2 of those mock drafts or whatever were done by like Lions Wire or something Wire, which is USA Today, which is the most bunk, like the silliest of all draft content. It is even worse than the CBS's, and so take that for what it's worth. The thing about I loved this morning, because I was doing yard work all day, I dethatched my yard and mowed it, and beautiful day here in Southwest Michigan. Press like if you would, and subscribe, do all the bells. I love all your shares. That's what's really been propelling me lately, and you guys are really neat. Appreciate it. In his interviews, one of the ones when he talks about, now this might hurt a little bit for those people in Pittsburgh, like the Pittsburgh Panther fans, but after the backyard brawl game, he was doing his interview and stuff, and they're talking about the interceptions. You know, his partner had gotten one. Now he's going to get one. I'm going to put all these links down here. Always check my links because it's way better than the quality of what I'm giving you. These are the things that have inspired me to talk to you. You know, so this quote that he said, I'm just going to read it. I have to look down and read it. We knew coming in to the game, we knew that their quarterback was not good at his job. The way that this guy, when he gets smiling and talking, I mean, they are just enjoyable interviews to watch, you know. Um, he talks like to me, he sounds like he talks like a coach. He sounds like somebody that already has seen everything 2, 3 games ahead of time by watching film. You know, I saw this little chirp thing. Maybe I'll put that in there too. Just a little personal type thing that you see with these college podcasts. This guy had this barbershop thing, getting to know you kind of deal. But he just, you can tell that he's just a film guy. He doesn't really have to say that he is. I mean, he does, but you can just feel it, you know? Um, and you get this overwhelming sensation from listening to the guy about this West Virginia team. Like y'all know, I like to watch Arkansas. I like a lot of stuff, you know. And I'm starting to get more into this college. But man, after watching this guy, you know, because I thought originally I thought I was going to be able to like double dip, you know, because I couldn't find anything like just Duke uh, or Duke offense against their defense, or North Carolina offense against their defense. I couldn't find it the same way that I find offensive line shit. But he was just so enjoyable to listen to. I thought I was going to get away with because when I was trying to find these things on YouTube, these tapes and stuff like that, the best thing that I could come up with was just a whole game, you know, a whole game tape. So I was like, okay, it's all right. Then I'll get to watch some more Zach Frazier, right? And I'll get to be able to watch him. And it just doesn't work out that way. It's not the same as what I've been lucky enough to go through before. Uh, but he does have a sparkling personality, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. I hope you enjoy learning more about him, and you are um, enjoying yourself. Have a great night. I hope it did well by you. I think I have. Shout out to Steelers Nation Australia if you hear the sirens going off right now. AMF Steel Nation.